Mindful Life Practice community.
All right. So let's start our practice in a seated meditation. Just moving my computer so that I can sit and face you guys and pull up this meditation. So you're going to come to a cross-legged shape. And then lengthen up through your spine. And I'm going to invite you to place one hand on your heart and one hand on the ground, connecting down to the mat in front of you. And allow this connection of your hand on your heart and your hand on the mat to cultivate this connection with the earth that supports you. And then you're going to release both hands and place them on your lap. And then lengthen your spine up. And notice all the aspects of your body that you can directly experience. The physical presence of the weight of the body, the sitting bones pressing into the earth. The hands resting on the lap. The knees on the floor. Just notice these experiences of solidness. Calling to mind aspects of your being that you can't see, but you can visualize, like your lungs. It's the earth element within you. I'll take a moment here focusing on the breath. It's just taking an inhale and then an exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Taking an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In this seated shape, let's drop our right earlobe down towards our right shoulder. And just take your right palm, hold onto the side of the skull, stretch through the left traps muscle. So we're visualizing the earth element within us. And now I'm going to invite you to bring to mind the earth element beyond you. So everything that is solid outside of you. The floor you sit on, the buildings, the vehicles, the roads, the mountains, the rocks, the pebbles, the soil, the bodies of other beings, the trees, the wild plants and the crops growing in fields. Just let images and sounds and sensations come to mind. Now just reflect on how everything solid within and outside of the body, it's all the same earth element. Right? There's no me or other, it's all the same stuff. Everything within us comes from outside and it returns to the outside. Let's take our head all the way up. Just notice the difference of left side neck compared to right side neck. And then we'll drop the earlobe and stretch the other way. All right, so all of us started from one cell created by our parents. Right, we were nourished by the food our mother ate, and from then, every part of us has come from the outside. Right, the food that we eat, the earth flows into the body from everywhere. Nothing is self-created, it's all borrowed. We give it back every moment of our lives. Cells in the body dissolve, we shed hairs, we release energy from ourselves that's never ending. Right? It dissolves and repeats. Earth element is borrowed and it's always returning to the outside world, flowing through us like a river. Not even a question of letting go, because it never was us, it never was ours. Never holding on to it, so how can we cling to something that's flowing? Just lifting your head all the way up, letting your head come to balance. Earth element flows through us. Everything is borrowed and shared. What point does nature end and where do we begin? Let's drop our chin and then just make little half circles. Oh, I'm tired. And then we're going to bring our head all the way back up through center. And then just lengthen through your right leg. And you might bring your left leg to cross on top of your right thigh. So your left knee is stacking on top of your right. And then your right arm is going to reach over, or sorry, your left arm is reaching over to the right and your right elbow is landing on the mat. So we're taking a lateral side bend. And we're taking a hip opening stretch. And if this is not working with the knee stacking, you might just bring it to the side. You might just come into a neutral crisscross. I'm gonna have to buy a second bolster, I think, so that Princess can have one because it's kind of like her little bed. More so than my bolster. Stay here for another minute or so. We started our practice today with an intention on being grounded, a meditation on being grounded. Let's come all the way up. And then just lengthen through the left leg and we'll switch things up. So taking your right leg, crossing your right thigh, setting yourself up with any props. And then taking the side bend the opposite way. So being grounded has kind of been the theme of the month. It's been the theme of the yoga teacher training course for this month. And it's been a really beautiful way to kind of spend some time exploring something in depth. Been thinking a lot about different reflection questions, like what makes me feel grounded? What rituals? Could be simple things like bubble baths. Could be bigger things like your yoga community, your yoga practice. What helps you feel grounded and connected to the earth? Maybe it's time in nature. Staying there for maybe another minute or so. And then eventually you're going to come all the way up. Good. And then just uncross the legs. And then if you want to step your feet in and just cross or rock your knees from side to side. Good. And then we're going to come all the way up. Coming up to stand, the next pose that we're going to move into is going to be a waterfall pose or a forward fold, and you might take it just as you are, gripping opposite elbows, or you might join me. I feel like moving a little deeper, so I'm going to walk my body towards the wall, walk my back up towards the wall, and just kind of use it as a prop to pull me deeper, but it's just an option. Stay in our forward fold for about a minute longer. then eventually just slowly start to roll all the way up, bringing your head to balance. Let your whole body be neutral. Spine supporting the skull. Start to make your way back to seated. We're going to use a bolster and possibly some blocks for the next thing if you have nearby. We're going to create a little bit of a ramp. So one block on the higher height, one block on the medium height. Laying your bolster. You can also modify with books. Just making sure that you're supported. And then reclining onto the bolster and the blocks. And allowing your knees to knock open. Finding and feeling your breath. Stay in this butterfly back bend for 5 more breaths. And you're just going to slowly make your way up out of it. So removing the blocks and sliding the bolster to the side. And eventually letting your spine come all the way back down. And I'm going to stay in this pose because I don't want to move the cat. Feels like very therapeutic right now. It's what I need. But I'm going to guide you guys to the next pose. And if you want to stay in butterfly, feel free. But the next pose we're going to take is a really simple spinal twist. So you're going to open your arms into cactus. And then drop your knees over to the right. I made a decision today about deciding to stay in Abu Dhabi next year. With so much instability and uncertainty in a lot of places around the world, it just feels like there's stability and certainty, and I'm set up here. And I don't feel ready to leave. And I realized something that I was almost manifesting was I was like letting my thoughts overwhelm me with not having enough. You know, I won't be able to afford staying in Abu Dhabi, or I won't be able to survive here. And I realized it's the law of attraction. Right? If I believe that I won't be able to do it, then I won't. I have to start believing in my ability to make it happen. I have to start believing in my potential. It's an attitude shift. It's a mindset shift. When you start to believe in yourself, it changes everything. In making the decision, I feel more grounded. So I wonder if you can pinpoint if there's anything about your world that you're manifesting right now. Is there anything about your reality that you're creating? And how could you shift your own thought processes to believe more in your potential, to make things happen? Take a few more breaths. And then we'll bring the knees all the way back up through center. And then you're going to drop the knees in the other direction, so over towards the left. Gazing over the right shoulder. I invite you to think here about what sorts of things you're manifesting in your world right now. What do you dream of? What do you want to make happen? Where do you see yourself? Stay in that twist for just 5 more breaths. And just bring the knees up, coming back into a neutral. The last pose that we're going to take before we head into a savasana is a waterfall or legs up the wall. So I'm going to finally move off of my setup and hopefully the cat comes back to me. But you can either lift your legs up and just extend them into the air, or you might prop them onto the wall. Whatever variation you take, let your blood flow go to your brain and go to your spine. And for your final resting pose, you can stay in your legs up the wall, or you might come into your shavasana. You might take a reclined butterfly. seated meditation, anything that feels right. Whatever pose you take, we're going to practice a short little manifestation meditation. True change, which is what you want when you're manifesting, it requires an inner shift. Let this meditation guide you to a new energy. Because when you change your energy, you change your life. Closing your eyes, if it's comfortable for you, take a deep breath in. And then release it. Just keep breathing long and deep. Honoring all that's showing up. And start by asking yourself, how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel? Is there a time in your life when you felt this way? Or an experience you've seen that represents this feeling? Cultivate that memory. Let it bring up any emotions, any feelings, any desires. Just being unapologetic about how you want to feel. Just breathe into the feelings that these images call up. If you notice that there's any resistance, breathe into that feeling of resistance and let it go. And as you breathe long and deep, just guide your thoughts towards images and memories and experiences that represent how you want to feel. Let your mind wander. Let your mind create images of the world and the experiences that you want to see. See yourself in the change and the shifts that you desire. See yourself doing what you've been dreaming of. See yourself becoming that person you imagined. And with every breath, connect more and more deeply to the feelings that are lit by these images. Breathing into these feelings of excitement and enthusiasm and joy. Maybe these feelings bring forth emotion, let it flow. Seeing yourself in the change you desire. Feel your way into that experience. Breathing long and deep. Letting your emotions guide you and this music inspire you. Know that I'm going to bring you back in a moment when the time is up. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Please prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Give your fingers and your toes a little bit of a wake up wiggle. Stretching through the body, reconnecting to the body. Just give yourself a moment with your knees in your chest to just honor all the feelings that came through during this practice and integrate them with you so that you can take them through the rest of your day. Trusting that these feelings are what will create the world that you want to see. And then eventually bringing your body up to a seated shape with the palms at the heart center. We'll close with our intention. It's that our practice remain steady and our efforts remain continuous, and our yoga serves and benefits not just us as individuals, but our collective society as a whole. May all beings be happy and healthy and free. May the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So we're going to seal with an Om. We're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale to make the Om. So taking a big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Thank you so much for sharing the space and the practice. The light in me, it sees and it honors the light in you. Namaste.